Vehicles have been around for hundreds of years, and since they have been a thing, they have come in many different shapes and sizes. But have you noticed that vehicles have become increasingly large in the past decade, almost like the car doubles in size from year to year? People think that a bigger car is a necessity because they think they need more space, or they feel safer in the larger vehicle, or they see them as more practical when in fact they have lower gas mileage, are uncomfortable, and are outright dangerous. I am here to inform you that a bigger car is not the answer. For one, they have lower gas mileage compared to a smaller vehicle. Now, I would be lying if I didn't say that the gas mileage of a car didn't depend greatly on the driver. According to the US Department of Energy, things like rapid acceleration, speeding, and even braking cause loss of gas mileage. Like many things that have to do with cars, it all depends on the driver's habits. Gas mileage is measured in miles per gallon, or MPG. Excuse me. For example, a vehicle that can do 20 mpg will travel 20 miles on 1 gallon of gas. Typically, what is considered good gas mileage is 30 mpg according to car and driver. This means that anything less than that is low mileage. Looking at the 2025 Chevy Suburban, the MPG for the base model, meaning that it is the cheapest model with the fewest features and amenities, makes up to 15 mpg in the city and 20 mpg in the highway for two-wheel drive, meaning that only two wheels are moving the vehicle, and 14 mpg in the city and 19 mpg in the highway for four-wheel drive, meaning that all four wheels are moving the vehicle. Now, if we compare this to a small vehicle, like the 2025 Honda Civic base model, it makes up to 32 mpg in the city, 41 mpg in the highway. The 2025 Honda Civic makes significantly more miles per gallon, and the reason for this is because of the weight of the vehicles. The more they weigh, the more power it takes to get them to start moving, consuming more fuel in the process. Therefore, if saving money is something you are interested in, getting a smaller car seems like the logical thing to do. Bigger vehicles also tend to be more comfortable to drive compared to a smaller vehicle. A bigger vehicle is hard to handle and maneuver. They make no sense to have in the city. The streets are always packed, the corners to get in and out of places are always tight, and large vehicles are too big to fit into parking spots in the garages. Add to this the poor visibility a driver has when it comes to driving a larger vehicle. Sure, they can see above everybody else, but what good is that when they can't see 5 feet in front of them because the car is super long? This makes it so much easier to misjudge the amount of space the car has, which can cause the driver to hit their car into things which can damage it. According to the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, their large size and weight increases driving challenges, including acceleration, braking, and handling, meaning that they are less agile and nimble compared to smaller vehicles. Why would anyone want to drive an uncomfortable vehicle in their day-to-day life? It makes no sense. On top of bigger cars being more uncomfortable, they are outright dangerous. They are a big danger for cyclists and pedestrians due to their large blind spots. According to the National Safety Council, pedestrians are 50% more likely to die when hit by a truck or an SUV than when hit with a smaller car. Now, obviously, this is a big problem that can be addressed with the overall design of the cars. Typically, a smaller car has a more rounded off front, which may allow the pedestrian to roll over the car rather than to be pushed across the street by a big vehicle because they tend to have a boxier front. Another reason this could be is because of the number of blind spots the larger cars have, especially in the front. The National Safety Council also tells us that the blind spots for the front of a full-size truck can be up to 11 feet longer than that of a sedan's blind spots. Putting that into simple terms, it means that a group of little kids trying to cross the street after school can be completely missing from view, which can lead to a devastating tragedy and major consequences for the driver. But blind spots aren't the only issue. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety did a test which compared the 2018 Kia Forte and the 2018 Toyota Yaris IA that both had good ratings in the 5 IIHS tests relevant to driver protection and collided them with one another. They did great protecting the passengers in the car, but when comparing those same cars and colliding them into larger vehicles, they performed poorly. The speed that a person is going in a bigger vehicle as well is extremely underestimated. For example, have you ever been going much faster on the highway than you thought because it didn't feel that fast? Well, on a bigger vehicle, you will feel less speed. So the bigger the vehicle, the less you feel. This can be a big problem for people in the vehicle because they may take a turn that at a much higher speed than anticipated and could be subject to rolling over because they have a higher center of gravity. Larger cars are a danger to everyone near and in vehicles. A much safer alternative would be to stick to a smaller car, but people think that they need to have a bigger car because others also have big cars. The media and the government pushes people to think that they need one because, oh no, I'm going to need all this space when I go on a trip or when I have to go to Home Depot once every 5 years. When in fact, all they use their cars for is to go to work and go and get back home. So once again, a big car is not the answer, it's the problem. These are my sources and citations. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.